Shalom, shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, double honor to the apostle nails of the great millstone. Shalom to the brothers out there that are doing the works on the highways and byways, preaching his ministry and truth. Today's topic will be concerning to USC to host demonic drag show called Drag 'em to Hell. Let me repeat this. The University of California is hosting a drag demonic queen show called Drag Me to Hell. Brazil did the same thing, and Brazil also exalted mocking God with, the white Jesus. And shortly after that, they had the flooding was over 10 inches in rain for 3 hours. And it was doing the same thing. And keep in mind, the admission for this drag show is free. Meaning anybody can attend, kids and all that. Could you imagine how many people are going to be out there actually attending that? Kids, babies, people driving by are going to see this. So, California, hey, listen, how people in the world say it, you better count your days, man. Better count your days, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua will bring destruction to California, just like as he has been doing with the countryside, within the south side with the hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? He's coming to California, and he's going to destroy that place. It's going to be a lot of wildfires. It's going to be a lot of earthquakes, and there are going to be a lot of people dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever you decide to mock God, even though hell isn't even real, that is a real disrespectful, sense, because, mainly the people who are even mocking God, he didn't even die for them. He died for the nation of Israel, which are the Israelites. You feel me? Let me go ahead and jump straight into scripture. Go ahead with the classic as always. This is the book of Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. Then I heard first 9th chapter, verse 1. Then I heard him call out a loud voice, "Bring near those who are appointed to execute judgment in the city, each with a weapon in his hand. And I saw 6 men coming," this is verse 2, "and I saw 6 men coming from the direction of the upper gate, which faces north, each with a deadly weapon in his hand. With them was a man clothed in linen, who had a writing kit at his side. They came in and stood beside a bronze altar." Verse 3, "Now the glory of Yahweh, of Yasharallah, went up from above the cherubim where it had happened, and moved to the threshold of the temple. Then the Lord called to the man clothed in linen, who had the writing kit at his side." Verse 4, "And said to him, Go out through the city of Jerusalem, put a mark on the foreheads of those who grieve and lament over all the detestable things that are done in it." As I listened, verse 5, he said to the others following him through the city, and slice up without showing pity or compassion. Verse 6, slaughter the old man, the young man and woman, the mothers and children, but do not touch anyone who has the mark. Begin at my sanctuary. So they began with the old men who were in front of the temple. Verse 70, he said to them, "Defile the temple and fill the courts with the slain. Go." So they went out and began killing throughout the city. This is what's going to happen. This is the same thing that's going to happen whenever judgment comes for California, man. The Lord is going to release death angels that are going to be slicing and dicing up people that maybe even in attendance. He's putting his marks on people. And, regardless of the fact that he's making fun of the white Jesus, you're still making fun of the mockery of, the whole story, the whole quote-unquote white Jesus story, when his true name is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let me go ahead and get another verse. This is Revelation 21, chapter 21, verse 8. But the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts, the idolaters, and all liars, they will be consigned to the fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is the second death. There is no hell, man. You know what I'm saying? There is no hell. That just proves in the book of Job. So like, yeah, that proves to the book of Job whenever Satan had to come to him, you know? Satan had to come to him and ask him, can he get approval to curse Job whenever he wanted to test his faith. He didn't say, oh, get the angels that are from hell and put them on Job. It was like, no. You either go to my left hand or right hand. It's not what I'm looking for. I can't really find. It's like Job, first chapter, verse 5. When a period of fasting had run its course, Job would make arrangements for them to be purified. Early in the morning, he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking, perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. This was Job's regular custom. Verse 6, on the day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, where have you come from? Satan answered, from the Lord, from roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it. He didn't say, oh, I came from my fiery pits of hell. The Lord said to Satan, where have you come from? Satan answered the Lord, from roaming throughout the earth and going back and forth from it. And skipping down, long story short, Job, first chapter, verse 12, the Lord said to Satan, very well then, everything he has in your power, but on the man himself do not lay a finger. Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. Like, everything is through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. There is nothing that just miraculously happened without his knowledge, without his approval. Granted, we are not perfect and we may fall down a couple of times, you know. But we are to exalt his name at the fullest that we can. This is Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 20. As silver, copper, iron, lead, and tin are gathered into a furnace to be melted with a fiery blast, so will I gather you in my anger and my wrath, and put you inside the city and melt you. The Lord purposely wants to destroy the wicked. He didn't say he wants to send them through the fiery pits of hell. This is hell right here. Hell on earth, us battling everything through our lustful wicked flesh. You know, this is the battle right here. You know what I'm saying? And whenever we fall down, we just have to exalt Yahweh Shem Yahushua even more. Because he has the power to do anything, any and everything. And we just have to respect that. But he also has the power to put spirits on you. You know what I'm saying? And this is the going back to the drag queen situation. Leviticus 20:13. If a man has sexual relations with a man, as one does with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. They are to be put to death. Their blood will be on their heads. Simple. Go to the book of Genesis 5:1. And this is from the beginning of the book of Genesis. This is the written account of Adam's family line. When God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. Genesis 5:2. He created them male and female and blessed them, and he named them mankind when they were created. There's only two genders on this earth, you know. A lot of people may be offensive about that, but I mean it's true. Granted, doesn't matter how you feel. Is God unjust? No, he is not. Exodus 32:9. This is the Lord being angry. I have seen these people, the Lord said to Moses. They are a stiff-necked people. Now leave me alone so that my anger may burn against them, and that I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation. Verse 11. But Moses sought the favor of the Lord, of Yahweh, his power. Lord, he said, why should your anger burn against your people, whom you brought out of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand? Verse 12. Why should the Egyptians say it was with evil intent that he brought them out to kill them in the mountains and to wipe them out of the face of the earth? Turn from your fierce anger, relent, and do not bring disaster on your people. This is Moses talking to the Lord. Verse 13. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, to whom you swore by your own self, I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and I will give your descendants all this land I promised them, and it will make their inheritance forever. Verse 14. And the Lord relented and did not bring on his people the disaster he had threatened. So it's been plenty of times where the Lord wanted to destroy us from the face of the earth, you know. And granted, he already made a covenant with us, so it wasn't necessarily meaning he could have did it. He could do anything that he wanted to, but it was just more so of like a warning, you know, that he's just sick of his people, and it's still like that to this day. And this is another example of, you know, the Israelites, and particularly not just being stiff-necked people, because believe me or not, you know, mainly Esau came up with this whole trans, you know, situation, and the whole, you know, LBCDEFG situation. But, you know, more Israelites are each and every day they are turning into that into that category. And, you know, people tell them about that all the time. You know, people just still continue to do whatever they want to do because this is the new Sodom and Gomorrah. And what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? It got destroyed. It's going to get destroyed again because they are pushing this theme not only to the public, but also just forcibly to schools now. And they having a free admission with no age category. Like, you don't want your kid to be seeing that. And, you know, Esau and them, they're going to approve their little kids watching that. And it's just going to push more of an agenda of new standards. Feel me? Granted, I'm not obsessed with this topic, but it's just more so of a serious situation that it needs to be concerned of. Like, because there are babies being born each and every day. And these things are going to become norm. They probably going to have that stuff like at an elementary school. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. Number 16:2. And rose up against Moses with them 250 Israelite men, well-known community leaders who had been appointed members of the council. Verse 3. They came as a group to oppose Moses and Aaron and said to them, you have gone too far. The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then you set yourselves above the Lord's assembly? Verse 4. 16. Verse 4. When Moses heard this, he fell face down. Verse 5. Then he said to Korah and all his followers in the morning, the Lord will show who belongs to him and who is holy, and he will have that person come near him. The man he chooses, he will cause to come near him. Skipping down, this is verse 9. Isn't it enough for you that the God of Israel, Yahweh of Yasharallah, has separated you from the rest of the Israelite community and brought you near himself to do the work at the Lord's tabernacle and to stand before the community and minister to them? Verse 10. He has brought you and all your fellow Levites near himself. But now you are trying to get the priesthood too? It is against the Lord that you and all your followers have banded together. Who is Aaron that you should grumble against him? Skipping on down. This is verse 20. Numbers chapter 16, verse 20. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, verse 21, separate yourselves from this assembly so I can put an end to this at once. But Moses and Aaron face down the crowd. O God, who gives the breath to all living things, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins? Verse 23, then the Lord said to Moses, verse 24, say to the assembly, move away from the tents of Korah, Danath, and Abiram. Verse 25, Moses got up and went to Danath and Abiram, and the elders of Yasharallah followed him. Verse 26, he warned the assembly, move back from the tents of these wicked men. Do not touch anything belonging to them, or you will be swept away because of all of their sins. So they moved, verse 27, from the tents of Korah, Danath and Abiram. Danath and Abiram had come out and were standing with their wives, children, and little ones at the entrances of the tents. Meaning, this was like a show. You know, just like how they have the show with the drag queen, this is exactly what's going to happen when the Lord decides to destroy these people for doing this. You're going to have, let's read that again. Verse 27. So they moved away from the tents of Korah, Danath and Abiram. Danath and Abiram had come out and were standing with their wives, children, and little ones at the entrance of their tents. Verse 28. Then Moses said, this is how you would know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things, and that it was not my idea. Verse 29. If these men die a natural death and suffer the fate of all mankind, then the Lord has not sent me. Verse 30. But if the Lord brings out something totally new, and the earth opens his mouth and swallows them with everything that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the realm of the dead, then you will know that these men have treated the Lord with contempt. Verse 31, as soon as he finished saying all this, the ground under them split apart. Verse 32, and the earth opened its mouth, swallowed them and their households, and all those associated with Korah together with their possessions. They went down alive. Verse 33, they went down alive into the realm of the dead. With everything they owned, the earth closed over them, and they perished and were gone from the community. Verse 34, all their cries, all the Israelites around them fled, shouting, the earth is going to swallow us too. Verse 35, and fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were offering the incense. Verse 36, the Lord said to Moses, verse 37, tell Ezra the son of Aaron, the priest, to remove the censers from the charred remains and scatter the coals from some distance away. For the censers are holy. Hey man, I ain't gotta speak too much on that. That's it, man. That's all I got to say. The Lord is going to make their show into the death of everybody to see. Just like he did with Abraham, Torah, Korah. Let me see if I'm saying it right. Korah, Danath, and Abiram. He's going to make their death just like a show to see. Just like whenever there was, just like how these people are right now in California mocking the Lord. California, the Lord is not done with you. You may mock him, but guess what? He's going to get you back. And this time, it's not going to be pretty. You know what I'm saying? He's coming with destruction. He's coming with fearness. Because, don't get me wrong, us brothers in the truth, we're not perfect. But the things that you do not want to do is step on your Hawashai toes. You do not want to mock anything that is in a resemblance to how the way he died for the Israelites, not y'all. And you know what's so weird? The crazy thing is they insult the white Jesus. But didn't the white Jesus, don't they claim that the white Jesus died for them? And they still continue to mock them? Even when they're not even of the chosen, but they claim that they're part of their chosen. They claim that they're Jews. It's weird, right? Exactly. They were never chosen from the beginning with. Granted, throughout us Israelites, the 12 tribes, we have women out there that mock you know, Yahweh Shem Shai. We also have men out there that mock the whole Israelite community. And guess what? They're going to get judged too. But he keeps them alive for them to have long suffering. I wish I had a scripture on that too. But, yeah, man. California, you're done. It's over. Say goodbye. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. California, judgment is coming to you real soon. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors and pauses to the elders. A great millstone. Shalom, shalom to the brothers and elders out there that are on the highways and byways preaching this truth. Shalom.